Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. Are Manchester City ruining football? Another victory, another step closer to what could be not just a replication of Manchester United's iconic treble, which hurts me, but also an unprecedented quadruple. Are Manchester City legitimately a football club that gets the respect it deserves, or is this just FIFA on cheat mode? Well, you know, for me personally, I think that there's many different assets to this, but there's no doubting that from a fan who isn't a Manchester City fan and never will be a Manchester City fan, I do feel an element of jealousy. Of course I do. I think anybody does. Any football fan wants their football club to be dominating English football the way that Manchester City are. Do I think they're ruining football? Of course I do, because it's not my football club that's dominating football. And I think the story of Manchester City is one that ultimately, let's be absolutely honest, I don't blame Man City fans for enjoying this period of success. I don't actually blame Manchester City Football Club for winning the trophies that they're going to win and have won. But ultimately, let's be honest, this is rich people who have bought a football club and have dominated our sport for the last few years and will dominate it for the next few years. Money can't buy your love, but money can buy your titles, and we've seen that abundantly clear. We saw it with Chelsea as well. We even saw it with Blackburn Rovers, for those people who are old enough as well. But the thing that hits home about Manchester City for me, I think for the good of football, I hope they don't replicate Manchester United's treble. I hope they don't ever replicate Arsenal's invincibles, and I hope they don't break many records that actually stand the test of time because they have value. I think Manchester United winning that treble has never been done by any Premier League football club. It was done in a season where we had fans in the ground, where you had to go away to places like the Nou Camp, you had to go to Highbury, you had to go and play at Anfield, and we had to win a title. You had to win a title, an FA Cup against a very good Arsenal side, a Champions League against a very good Bayern Munich side, amongst others, with packed out stadia. This is totally different to a Manchester City side that, for me, this season is deservedly going to win the title, but is going to win the title because of the financial power that they have. £1.5 billion been spent since they were taken over in 2008, was it? 1.5 billion. Nobody comes close. And what really hit home to me was a few weeks ago, Manchester City, I think it was against West Ham. They put a very good team out. De Bruyne was playing. I think Aguero played. And I looked at their bench. And on their bench, they've got Raheem Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Torres, Foden, and yet their first team has still got Gundogan and Mahrez and Laporte's on the bench as well. And you think, in this season of all seasons, has this not just highlighted the gulf in advantage that Manchester City have from those FIFA cheat codes? And when I'm talking about FIFA cheat codes, I'm talking about, playing the game of FIFA. I'm not saying FIFA have given them a cheat code. Their cheat code is the oil. Their cheat code is the owners, which effectively actually isn't a cheat code. It's just a way of trying to wind them up and diminish what they do, which, to be honest, I don't think anybody does respect what Manchester City does. I don't think they do. I say this not as a bitter Manchester United fan, and I'm sure any Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea fan would say the same, but the point I make is that the press don't grab hold of it. The Manchester City are not held up in high esteem. Their fans know this. This is the thing that grates them more than anything, is that they love the success and they'll take this over where they were before. I mean, God, I remember Main Road. I remember Keith Curle and David Brightwell and Tony Coton in goal and Paul Lake and all these players that most Man City fans now don't know what I'm talking about. Sean Goater, etc. I remember all those because I remember Manchester derbies playing against Manchester City before they had the money. I don't begrudge Manchester City getting money. Newcastle nearly did it last year. Everybody wants that because they want to, in their lifetime, they want to be successful. But what I do laugh at Manchester City about, if I can laugh at anything, is that no matter what they do, no matter how many trophies they win, no, they cannot. The media have tried it. They try to build Pep up to be this great, amazing thing. There's a lot of respect for Pep, but everybody just feels, well, who wouldn't succeed at Manchester City? I mean, Pep Guardiola is a fantastic coach. He's one of the best in the world, if not the best. Meticulous, fantastic coach. And Manchester City's recruitment is arguably the best in the world as well. They have spent a lot of money, but they've spent it very well. They've built this squad that this season has just given them a huge advantage over everybody else. But they buy well. Their structure's amazing. If you've ever been to the Etihad, it's well built. Everything is about being elite in every area of that club. And that's why they have Pep Guardiola. But could anybody fail with that job? Would Jose Mourinho fail with that job? I don't think he would. Would Ancelotti fail with that job? Would Arteta fail at that job? I think it's a job that you cannot fail in, because ultimately it goes back to what I said a couple of minutes ago. The success of Manchester City is not the players, it is not the fans, it is not Pep Guardiola, it is their owners who have had... How many titles have they won in 13 years? 5. Not all of those have been won by Pep. So Manchester City will be successful, not because of their players, not because of their managers, because of their owners. And that is why they will not be able to build success, because their brand, whilst very successful, it's not relatable. Everybody knows what it is. Pep's great, De Bruyne's great, but there's no identity to that football club. It doesn't feel real. It feels manufactured, because it is manufactured by very rich people who want to have the best team in the world. It just doesn't have that feel. And maybe that will change one day. Maybe like PSG, they could bring a Neymar and Mbappe and Messi, someone like that, and that will make them different. But they don't have an identity. And I don't begrudge Manchester City for what it is, because let's not forget, when you go back to when Man City were bought, there was talk of Everton, there was talk of Aston Villa, and it was the Stadia, the Commonwealth ground that gave the owners of Manchester City something. But look, anybody who thinks Man City are there because they had a history of being there, they weren't. Their revenues were in 2008 were very similar to teams like Aston Villa. Their revenues now, the last 5 years, I think their revenue's over 500 million, not too far away from Manchester United. So again, owners have taken a club that could have been Villa, it could have been Everton, it could have been Newcastle, it could have been you. It's a bit like winning. It's like winning the lottery. It could have been you. And Manchester City won the lottery, and I don't see them going anywhere. Is it ruining football? I think for me it is ruining football a little bit, and this season it's hit home harder than ever, because I think this season it was a great leveller. Liverpool, to me, are the best team in England going into this season. I predicted they would win the league. I never thought Liverpool were going to have the crash that they did. But now I look at Liverpool and I think, well, I look at their league, I look at their bench, and I think, well, their bench isn't better than Spurs. It's not better than Chelsea's. And Man City's bench is way better than Spurs and Chelsea. So Liverpool get a few injuries. They're playing 3 games a week for what feels like 10 years. They're going to crumble. Of course they are. And everybody has at times. Manchester United have, Arsenal have, Spurs have, Chelsea have. It's been a relentless season. And yet you see Man City a couple of weeks ago against West Ham and you're like, why are Man City not feeling this relentless season? And the reason they're not feeling this relentless season is because their bench is better than everybody's first team, and they can rotate. And that's what money has brought Manchester City in a season like this, where we thought it was going to be the great leveller, where we might have a shock winner of the league. What actually it's done, all right, at the start it didn't. I think Man City's start to the season showed their vulnerabilities and inconsistency. They weren't as good as they were. But as soon as we hit Christmas and everyone started to get tired and injury, Man City are like, boom, this is where our money helps us, because look at the squad we've got. We've got Laporte on the bench. We've got Mahrez on the bench. We've got Torres on the bench. We've got Fernandinho on the bench. We've got Kyle Walker on the bench. Quality running through that team, and it's just took them away. So are Man City ruining football? I think they have an advantage that nobody else has, and they've got the best manager in the world probably. That their advantage is huge, and it's nothing to do with what Manchester City fans have done, what Manchester City Football Club have done, what Pep Guardiola has done. I mean, is Pep Guardiola's job just not too easy? I mean, does he not wake up every morning and think, how can I fail? I'm one of the best managers in the world anyway, and I've got the resources nobody else has got. It's like it's like I used to play Championship Manager all those years ago. It's like managing a team on Championship Manager that's already got the best players, and then you buy everybody else's best players, and you've still got all the money to just overpower them anyway. It is too easy for someone like Pep Guardiola. It is too easy for Manchester City. And it's all because of their owners. And that's the thing to me that I think ruins football, because ultimately what it's saying is a billionaire can take over any football club. It's an exercise in destroying football in many ways, because it could have been anybody. It could have been Aston Villa. It could have probably been Bournemouth. They could have really done it. They could have gone and bought Stoke. Anybody. This is about the owners of Manchester City. Everybody knows what it is. And I think that's why it's not identifiable. I think that's why it doesn't feel real. And I wonder deep in every Manchester City's fan if they actually feel that it's real. Because it is almost like These people have come and bought our dreams for us. But is it ruining football? I think it ruins football if Manchester City win the treble. I think it ruins football if Manchester City become invincibles, because I don't think these victories are built on anything other than these people who came in and went, we're going to buy football. And I think that's what it's all about, in my opinion. I'd be interested to see what your opinions are, because you will get people saying, you're just bitter, you're just jealous. Well, of course I am. Of course I am. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. Everybody wants that rich owner. That's exactly what Manchester United want. But the difference is, it could have been anybody. It's not because of Pep. It's not because of De Bruyne. Pep could be managing Villa now with De Bruyne. This could be anybody. This is just rich owners buying football. And the danger for me is, and what ruins it is, what if they do go and win 20 of the next 25 titles and become the most decorated team in English football history? What if they do go and win a treble? What if they do become invincible? Did Arsenal's invincibles mean something to them? Yes, it did. Did Manchester United's treble mean something to us? Yeah, it was the impossible dream. It felt impossible at times. I don't think it feels impossible for Manchester City. They've got the league, and in the Champions League, are they not going to get the same advantage where everybody is playing as... they've got a real opportunity of doing it, and I just think it's dangerous for football. Especially as well, COVID's nothing to do with Man City. We can't blame them for that. But they've got a huge advantage with no fans in the ground as well. I think everything is looking like Manchester City could pull off something ridiculously, historical. But that history will be tainted, in my opinion. All about opinion. Get your comments in. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more of this sort of stuff to come.